to introduce yourself. What's your name and what do you do?
Okay, I'm not really sure what to exactly start.
Hi, my name is Sil. I love Heroes of the Storm, and I'm a martial arts instructor in real life, though.
Hello, my name's Jazeline. I'm the organizer and creator of Girls Gang Squad. So basically, what that means is I'm the person that creates all the best of 5 series that we cast on Fridays and Saturdays on the NA side. It's all women, and it's just a really great supportive community. And I'm really happy that I'm part of it and that there's lots of people that are having fun with it.
Yeah, so in real life, my name is Marlies, but online people know me obviously as Tiny Owl. So during the day, I'm actually a business and IT consultant, but I won't bore you with that part of my life necessarily.
Hi, I'm Redtastic. I am a housewife of the Storm.
I've been a part of the Heroes of the Storm community since 2015, basically when I got into the beta. And in the beginning, I just played, then I started streaming, and then at some point, I started doing interviews. So basically, just what Erin is doing right now. I was in her seat, and I know how it feels.
My name is Penelope, and I'm a gamer. I play lots of Heroes of the Storm and World of Warcraft.
I am fictional. I used to be a lounge caster way back when and played for a large number of seasons.
I'm Brickwood. From now, I'm trying to get into CCL Season 2. I was drafted in first season, but released after a few weeks, sadly, but it happened, so I'm trying another shot this time.
So your name is Chiquita.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Like banana.
It's a banana.
My name's Shara Zaid, and I work as a scientist in social science. So I actually, for a long time, doing research about video games was part of my job, playing video games, and then evaluating whether they have any kind of value for children to play. It was part of my job, so that was amazing.
Oh, my online name is Twinkle Sunny Sun. You can just call me Twinkle. And I play HOTS.
Okay, I'm Rika, and I'm a Heroes of the Storms streamer.
Hi, so I'm Paige. I work as a surgeon in Germany right now. I've been playing HOTS since closed beta, which is quite a long time to play a video game, but you know what? It's really nice, so I enjoyed it.
I'm Clem. I'm 25, and that's pretty much it. I just play video games.
I'm Tanya from Germany, and I'm working in the dentist. I am cleaning the tools of the patients, and I help my doctor by the operations with implantations.
My name's Jamila, and my in-game name is Jam, and I'm very creative with usernames. I am a healer main in HOTS. I stream very, very inconsistently, and I play Storm League quite a lot, and we're playing some in-houses a few times, like most nights now, and I play in Heroes Lounge as well.
So my name is Ludivine, and I am 26, and I'm on Team Maria.
So, hello, Fujinakari. Primarily a caster. I'll also play heroes because I don't think there's a whole lot of casters that just don't touch the game ever. I think you'd have to be a pretty terrible caster at that. Other than that, I actually do work in regulatory affairs, which is fantastic in a pandemic, let me tell you. We introduced about 8,000 new regulations, and to be fair, it's not that people don't follow them, it's they don't understand them, because most people don't go through and read the CFR for fun, so I get it.
Hi, I'm Born to Shine. I've been playing Heroes for quite a few years now, and I am on the NGS board of directors.
My name is Don't Blink HS, the HS because I used to play Hearthstone competitively, and the Don't Blink because I'm a Doctor Who fan. So what do? I play Heroes of the Storm. I've been playing Heroes of the Storm for about 4 years now. I don't stream it anymore, but yeah, I still like playing Storm League with my friends. I used to play in Heroes Launch as well.
My name is Geza, or Online Marilyn, which is sometimes a problem for casters to pronounce because I write it without the A and in lowercase. And I'm the main support and founder of Mighty Minion Army. We play in Division 5 at the moment, and now I'm participating with Team Electra in the ATHENA Championship.
How did you actually get into gaming yourself, Jaslyn?
Well, growing up, my brother was into gaming, so a little bit there, but it wasn't until I got into college that I actually built my own PC and I wasn't just on consoles anymore. And that was largely because my husband started playing HOTS, and all I had was a laptop to play HOTS on, and it was really bad. It didn't play very well on my laptop, so I built a PC after that so that I could play HOTS, and I've been playing ever since. So
that's very impressive. And how did you? So that's how you found Heroes of the Storm, through your husband?
Yeah. So when I first started dating him, he introduced me to Hearthstone, and so I played a lot of that. And then after that, HOTS was announced, and because it was a new Blizzard game, all of his like WoW friends and everything were super pumped to play HOTS, and so I wanted to play it as well. And they've all stopped playing it since then. They don't really play it anymore, but I still stuck with it the entire time. So yeah.
So how did you get into video games?
Wow. I don't know really. It's just I've always been a Nintendo fan, like Pokemon and stuff like that, because it was very child friendly. And you know, when I was a kid, Pokemon is great, Super Mario is great, and I don't know, it sticks with me. Question mark?
Was because of my brother, kind of. I always like looked up to him, and he like introduced me with a, like, it was more like that he wanted convince our dad that we wished as a kid a PlayStation, but he made it smart, and then we had a PlayStation, and so I kind of got into that because of that.
Very smart brother, using his sister to get a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not my parents. My parents said, I have still no idea what I am doing. I played a lot with my brothers. The first time I think it was on Sega. Playing with them, I don't remember all the games, but I know that I really played early Mortal Kombat, like at 7 years old. And after that, but for PC games, we got a computer when I was 12, I think, and it's when it started with Warcraft 3. Well, The Sims and all those two. But Warcraft 3 was really my first game that I really enjoyed playing, and I was playing with my brother. Like one game I play, one game he plays, and we were doing that a lot. And I just fell in love with the Warcraft universe, especially the Night Elf and all the strong woman that was in there, that I automatically like identify myself to Night Elves because of that. And I then go for World of Warcraft and receive the beta key for Heroes of the Storm after.
Yes, the beta key, yes.
Definitely parents. I am 32 now, and so my dad and I ended up having my first PC. I built with my dad around about 12.
Oh wow!
And he had Super Nintendo and PlayStation, and so started from there. And then, being a quiet nerd, progressed into that kind of naturally.
But so you were a PC gamer all the way?
Pretty much, yeah.
How did you get into gaming in general? Was it through brothers, your family, friends?
I bought my first Game Boy when Game Boys first came out. It was $245. I saved all my money for it. I a Coleco and an Atari because I'm 47, so I've been playing video games for a long time. But my husband is really into Blizzard games and Warcraft, so I started playing that with him. And he wanted to do some he wanted to do some cosplaying, and I liked the artwork in Heroes of the Storm, and I liked the characters, you know, their backstories. I liked how they tied into the other games, and I just started playing after that. I was in the alpha.
Yeah, it was me and my brother when I was growing up. It's one of those stories, you know, like I feel like a lot of ladies have this, that it's like, oh, my brother kind of started with it, and I just followed along and just really enjoyed playing together, watching him play and playing myself. And like I said, it started out with for me it was CRPGs, so like the Neverwinter Nights type of game and the Dragon Age type of game, very story driven, and that's how I kind of got into it. And it wasn't until later, like in university times, that I started playing, like I said, LANs with people.
When I was small, I had an original Nintendo system, and I definitely played old games with floppy disks when I was little. But as far as MOBA, this is my first MOBA. I think my boyfriend and now husband got me into this, and I still play it.
That's pretty amazing. How did you get into video games?
Whoa, so I think it was back to PlayStation. I think it was the first console I got. And since then it was, I put foot in and I never let it go.
Actually, I started as a kid. My dad has always been a big computer guy, and we had a computer ever since I was really little, and he just kind of started us, as kids on, simple games and stuff. And as I got older, I just kind of kept playing games and eventually found my way to HOTS.
When it comes to games, I was a kid. I basically it's like me going to the internet cafe with my classmates. So which were mostly boys, because I also had some female friends, but they didn't stay for too long, in the gaming part. But I did. So for me, in the beginning, it was you just arrive to the internet cafe and you play whatever is on that PC, which would be either CS:GO 1.5, CS:GO 1.6, and there was also an MMORPG that's called Mu Online. I don't even know if you know this game, but here it was super big.
Okay.
But the idea is you just grind. It's a Korean MMORPG where you just grind. There's no end game.
Okay.
In World of Warcraft. Okay, in World of Warcraft, you also don't have end game, but at least you have raids, you have dungeons, you have some kind of achievements. Here, just you get levels. That's all you do. You just get levels. So yeah, but that's how it started. It started the gaming part side, mostly in internet cafes, and the esports part started with me getting interested in League of Legends. I wanted to become better. I started watching tournaments and streams of professional players. So that's how you're oh, this is interesting. I just get involved in the end.
How did you get into video games in general?
Okay, so it was very late for me, actually. I remember my back then boyfriend, when I was 16, had a PS1, and he was playing a game that was called Legend of Dragoon, and he gave it to me because he was stuck at one part of the game, and he wanted to get a new angle, or just didn't like to play it anymore because he got frustrated. So he gave it to me, and then I started playing it, and I figured it out where he got stuck pretty fast. And I played the game until the end, and then I was looking into similar games, and people were recommending Final Fantasy games to me. So that's how I got into console gaming. And into PC gaming, I was on a vacation with my best friend and her brother after we finished high school, and they were just talking about this online game the whole freaking time, and I was like, "Can you guys stop? What is this game all about? This is so annoying. I have no idea what you're talking about." And then they started explaining it to me, and turned out it was World of Warcraft, which was, it was still in vanilla. It was pretty early on when they started playing it. And as soon as I came home, I was like, I need a PC and I want to play this game. It looks great.
Do you compete in anything right now or in the past?
So the only thing I'm competing in right now is I am at NGS. I'm on Car Crash Sounds, which is the best Division E team in every ratio except for the standings. So, first time I've played Heroes since Alpha, but I never really got into a competitive team. I kept trying to drag my friends over, and they kept not playing. And eventually I got tired of waiting for them. So I just put my name out on a free agent post, and I got picked up by Anaressa, and here we are now.
And here we are now.
We were in Heroes Lounge this season. Then it did not go good.
Was the experience pleasant at least?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the success wasn't that good.
Yeah, no. Even we have played together because we're just a bunch of friends playing, and I thought that, well, if we were just playing Storm League, why shouldn't we sign up then for Heroes Lounge and do it a bit more exciting?
So my next question kind of leads into that. So do you play in any competitive scenes or even amateur ones like Heroes Lounge? Is there anything else you compete in?
No, just at the moment I play in Heroes Lounge. Just gonna put that on there. We got this from the Nexus Rumble because we won like 8 weeks in a row, and Trans was kind enough to give us this thing.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Aside from that, I don't really play much of amateur stuff. Just Heroes Lounge and then some in-houses, which happens on most nights, and it's just like players 5v5 with comms trying to try hard because we're sick of Storm League.
So have you competed in anything else other than in Heroes Lounge?
Concerning Heroes of the Storm, no, I haven't. I've competed in one other esports tournament thing, like one day Counter-Strike Global Offensive Tournament last summer. But that's, Heroes Lounge is all the esports I do.
I did sub once for with Max Passion's team for one of these Russian championships for one round. I did that, but that was pretty much it. So it's pretty much Lounge and that.
Have you competed in anything? Heroes of the Storm, or in Heroes of the Storm, or in any other gaming platforms?
Yeah, well, I've played in Heroes Lounge for quite a few years, since season 3.
Ooh.
I'm not entirely sure how many years that is, but I guess maybe 3 years or something like that.
I am competing in Heroes Lounge in another formal team, and we just moved from Division 5 to Division 4, so we are very proud of that achievement, actually. Yes.
You should be. That's great to see how a group of 5 players can just, develop and grow and become better together.
In Heroes Lounge, not, but in another tournaments from some streamers. And do you know the Panda Cup?
Panda Cup, yes.
Yes, there was in the Aram tournament.
Did you win?
Friends. Nope. We just played against just GMs and master players, and on this time we all was just gold or platin.
Have you competed in anything? We are talking about Heroes of the Storm, but have you competed in Heroes of the Storm or in any other games before?
Only in Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes Lounge?
Yeah, in Heroes Lounge. Oh, but my first Heroes of the Storm competition was like the Not Paradox bronze silver thingy that we did. I was super nervous for that. And then I played in that and I loved it. And then some people from that tournament that I had been on a team on, they contacted me and asked me, hey, do you want to be in this Heroes Lounge thing? And then, whoa, now I'm here.
And there you're here. I go around asking all the girls and women about their experiences as being a woman in the gaming scene. But I think I try to be as specific as possible to each individual. And in your case, because you were in the pro scene, or what is considered the pro scene in Heroes of the Storm anyway, what did it, is there anything that you could share, any insight you could share as being a female representative in that scene? What was your experiences? Were they good? Were they bad? Or were they just, there were none?
Well, I had both experience, I would say. I mean, when I was drafted, there was a lot of people really happy for me, and there were the haters that was telling that I was a marketing pick, a PR pick, that I didn't deserve to be drafted at all, and that I stole a place of someone that would deserve it more than me. Even though I worked really hard to be known by those orgs owner, and I think I proved myself to be there. But it was still, yeah, I received a lot of hate in my DMs too. I mean, the comments on the Twitch channel and the Twitter was, I mean, there were not a lot, but those that just sent it to me directly was more hurtful too. But with the time and with the support of all the community, especially Girls Gang Squad that Jocelyn created, I'm sure that you have heard of it. It balanced at a certain points, but by January, after I was released, I also get a backlash. Like it was confirmed that I wasn't on my place there, even though I was dropped for the very first pick of CCL. I mean, it was Fury that was the really first pick. 30K was 7th out of 8 teams. They had to do something to change it, and we'd all called me before, and we had a good talk. It was hard to be released, that's for sure, but you have to know the game. I mean, Fury was more experienced. I think he is a really good player, and I totally understood that decision. And I was going to go for 30K Black academy thing that didn't really work well, but I mean, it was fine until I received more hate by that. And after 30K Black, I had some issue with the roster. It wasn't going really well, but it's just circumstance. I mean, one player just stopped playing the game, and we had to switch. And Udal was doing other things too, so we lost 2 players, and it was a little more stressful for me. So I just dropped that, because with the hate that I received, I just wanted to go back to play the game, and I enjoyed it. So that's what I did, and I just realized that I was playing for me. So I blocked everybody that was hateful on my Twitter. I just ignore everything on that and concentrate to the positive, because I have a lot of supporters too. I mean, they are there to defend me at any points, and it's just that I didn't really tell anyone what was going on for me, because I didn't want to bring any drama or being a source of drama.
I've mostly have not experienced the sexism, or I've very rarely experienced it. And so I guess I'm like one of the rare girls, right? I do get a few comments when they find out I am a girl. And I'm fine with it. Like, I can understand it, because we're like the minority, right? But I've only experienced sexism, like, I can recall one time, which was in a Storm League game, and the person found out I was a girl when somebody referred to me as a she, and just block them and move on, kind of thing.
So one of the things about ATHENA Championship, it is a women's tournament, and one of the things that we do want to highlight is the issues that women face as gamers in the gaming environment. Do you have any experiences or anything to share about being a female gamer or a female caster in the case of your hobby?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general in the online world it is very easy that you get like flamed, and that it can be really rude. And I think like the difference in female and male is probably only that the female flame is more sexist than with guys. They would make more like general hate speech, and with women it was more the classics of like go back to the kitchen, make me a sandwich style. But that also has decreased within the last 2 years, at least to me.
Do did you see similar similar sexist comments as a streamer as well? Sometimes in your stream or chat.
Yeah, I mean, in a game, I didn't really wanted to tell that I'm female, and I also didn't have the need to tell that I'm female. But because of my stream, I just got the nasty sexist comments then.
I started gaming in the 90s when the internet wasn't as good as it was now, and you had to pay per megabyte and stuff. And so I went to a lot of LAN parties with friends, with male friends. And I distinctively remember one party in the late 90s that we went to. It was called Planet Insomnia, and there were around 600-ish people there. And I think there was one other woman there. And so when I walked in with my screen, which were not flat, but like huge and like 13 kilos of weight, right? And so people were expecting me to be carrying the screen of my boyfriend that I would be there to accompany. And then I had literally a crowd of men around me asking me whether I knew how to assemble a computer. And this might go a bit off topic, but I think that's something of the double-edged sword that you have for a long time as a woman in the gaming community, that people say, oh, but this is good kind of attention, you know? Like, people are gathering and they pay attention, and you only get attention because you're a woman. But it's actually a bad kind of attention because you get uphold to a double standard. Like, if I play and fail, I'm gonna have failed because I'm a woman and I'm not expected. And if a boy is failing at, well, mostly StarCraft 1 I was playing at the time, they were just not good, but I was not good because I was, yeah.
As this is a women's championship, ATHENA championship, we're highlighting some of the issues that women face as gamers. And in particular, I'd like to bring up a question towards you, because you are a woman in... it sounds weird, a woman in power, but a woman in management in organization and things like that. If you've experienced trouble or issues, either that or as a gamer, if there's something you'd like to share with the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start this off by saying that, you know, all the guys that are on the NGS board with me are fantastic. You know, they're great. And they've been, you know, fun to work with. But I definitely think, you know, as a woman, you bring a different perspective to things. You know, there's issues that they might not consider or things that they might not realize are issues. So I like being on the board and being able to provide that perspective, you know, and just give my perspective and my insight on all the different things, you know, all the different challenges and the different, you know, situations that we see in the league. So like I said, I enjoy it. There's no, you know, discrimination or anything. Like I said, everybody I work with is fantastic. But I think we definitely see that like on the gamer side of things. Like I learned really quickly never to join voice chats. You know, I never joined voice chat in game with randoms. You know, I never let anyone know that I'm a woman. Like it just, I've had some really horrible things said to me in chat, you know, once or twice, like if people find out you're female. So I just don't say anything. Just let people assume that I'm a guy, because, you know, people are nasty. They hide behind their keyboards and it's hard sometimes.
As fact, since I'm a transgender woman, and it's kind of recent, not yet, but I played with a lot of women, and I saw what they have to face from other players, especially from men, who are sometimes really kind, really cool, but sometimes who are just horrible with women in games. So it's something really important for me.
Mine, I suppose, ends up being a bit more unique because, well, anytime I'm on voice, like obviously for those that obviously don't know, just for the benefit of those that don't know, I am trans, but with my with my voice, I'll go as soon as you go louder or anything like that, then I can pass for a boy relatively well, and having like gender neutral kind of battle tag and various names has meant that I can largely fly under the radar for getting any kind of online abuse. However, friends that I have been playing with for a very long time, we've always had the same kind of where it's a girl playing. Back in the day, that was Call of Duty or various things with like heroes, and people normally end up going like one of two ways. They either become incredibly more toxic towards the players, or they suddenly become really nice in the weird assumption that being nice will get them laid. For me specifically, mostly it was fine right up once I had started coming out. One of the reasons I actually ended up stopping casting was because being in that slightly weird middle ground of somewhere in the middle, people coming onto streams and being like, effectively, wait, it sounds like a boy, but it looks like a girl. Which one is it? And I kind of got bored of having to just deal with that all the time, which, yeah.
Is there anything positive that you can say about the streaming and the casting part that you enjoyed?
Yes, I can say it definitely helped with self-confidence on a personal level, just in general. And I've seen that a lot with a lot of casters, particularly those who are going in nervous and wanting to do it for the first time. So if you are anyone who, female, trans, or anyone along anything like that who wants to gain some confidence, it's a perfect thing to do. The other thing is, every time I cast, ignoring the bad incidents because those are the ones you remember, but thinking on it, every time I'd cast, I would get a message afterwards by someone completely new, always saying, "Oh my god, I didn't realize there was anyone else like me doing this." And them being able to see, this was after I'd come out, them being able to see someone casting who was trans was a big deal to them. And that's one of the things that kept me coming back and kept me going with it.
That you were
Honestly.
realizing that there's so many others out
Yeah.
there as well,
And
you were
they wanted-
representing, and you were actually encouraging others.
Yeah, exactly that. Encouraging others to kind of come and see, and to be someone that they wanted to look at and see people like them.
As you know, Athena Championship specifically is a women's only a tournament, and one of the things that we do want to highlight is the hardships that women go through in the video game scene. Do you have any experiences or moments that you'd like to share, either negative or positive?
Absolutely, unfortunately. It's actually been a weird change that's happened over the years. In the early days of the internet, if you were a woman online, you either got a lot of special treatment or a lot of doubt. No one actually believed that women played video games. And here in the last, I'd say 15 years or so, it's sort of shifted. More and more women have entered the space. But because of that, you get a lot of just really, really strange aggression coming from... I haven't had it personally because I'm not that good, but I do know one of my friends is trying to get into Grandmaster, and there's this group of people that just queues specifically whenever she queues up, and tries to get into her game and throws if they're on her team and tries to kill her if they're on the other team. Apparently just to not let her be a Grandmaster. It's kind of terrible. As for me personally, it's been interesting. I think a lot of it is that if you're a woman online, you're kind of always expected to be on stage. You're always expected to, like, you're evaluated for both how you play and how you look at all times.
I've talked about this with Karis recently as well. Like, it isn't necessarily power that I would call it. There's a lot of decision making that you have to do in the organization, and I would say in Lounge specifically, we have a couple of women in the organization, but it's still skewed. So I would love to see more women get involved with the organizational side as well. Like, that would be very cool to me. Like, we have great ladies, we have Zadie in here, we have Penelope. Like, there's definitely good women around, but also in board, I'm the only one right now, and it could be more. I wouldn't say that in Lounge as an organization I ran into specific things because I'm a woman. I feel like it's a safe environment and I can say what I think. That doesn't mean there weren't any hurdles along the way, but that was just I would say that the growth that we had as Lounge was more related to needing to become a more professional organization. And I think from the beginning we had rules that said like no racism, sexism, etc. in the environment we want to have. And I think, yeah, I wouldn't say that being a woman has been a struggle in the sense of being in the organization. But there still could be more women, definitely. So I would encourage people to try and get involved in that way as well.
Do you have anything you'd like to share about being a woman in video games?
It is a really interesting story because I've started to create a community, a German HOTS community, and we're about 500 people in our Discord community. And I have so many people there who stressed other players in the game. They're very salty sometimes. And the first thing I do when they're salty, I told them, please be careful. We're all here to have fun and nothing more. And every week there is some people who destroyed that harmony in our community, and I speak to these people once and twice, and after he stopped that, we want to kick them out from our community because we all just want to have fun. That's nothing, and we do it with passion and loyalty and nothing more. And I hate those people who do throw stones into this.
For you specifically, I would ask a question. If you've experienced any sexism due to being a woman, in particular because you are, you know, a big name organizer and a streamer, a well-known streamer as well, have you experienced anything on that side that you'd be willing to share?
Yeah, so like obviously the stereotypical like reaction when people realize there's a girl on your game, I've been there, but more so just people seem to doubt my abilities in the game and question whether I'm actually at the rank I deserve to be at, or whether I'm boosted or carried there. I solo queued to masters just so people can be like, oh, she's boosted. But it doesn't matter. People still say it, so now I just don't care. So I'll just play with my friends, and if people want to say that I'm boosted, they can say that I'm boosted because they're going to say it anyway. So, but yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. It can start to make you question your own abilities when it seems like everyone else is constantly doing it as well. But yeah,
that's very unfortunate to hear. Has there been a positive side of Girl Gang Squad in terms of that whole idea of sexism, that it kind of not negates it exactly, but basically an opposite force against it? Do you feel that it does promote that and it does help?
Yeah, so the nice thing about Girls Gang Squad is that it's a community where we can all feel safe while we're playing. And, you know, we're all there to support each other. Whether you're bronze to like GM, everybody's kind of pretty helpful and wants to help people get better at the game. But it also kind of highlights that there are women that are quite capable of playing at the top end of this game. And if they aren't there yet, they're very close to being there. So it's been great to see people, I'm thinking people like Breakwood, that specifically that have kind of like started to make a name for themselves. Were participating in Girls Gang Squad before. I know it's a lot of pressure to be in that position to kind of like be one of the only women that are looking to get picked up in CCL and like what's basically kind of the pro scene these days. But it's nice to see that there's like a large group of people behind her and just the camaraderie that's there from Girls Gang Squad to support each other.
It's actually super weird because I usually don't play video games with like voice or anything, so nobody actually knows that I'm a woman. And then I don't really get any comments or anything. Even if people later find out, oh hey, you're a woman, they're like, oh, that's fine. They don't really care. I mean, I guess I'm just lucky when it comes to that.
In particular, in Here's the Storm, you have not had bad experiences, and it's
No,
been positive.
Actually, when I've been in voice with like random people in a party, they've always been women. That's so weird.
That's pretty amazing.
I did have some very bad experiences while I was still playing Storm League. I think it was even Hero League back in the day. When the voice chat when the voice chat came up, because I used it a lot, because for me it's a team game, and obviously it is, but it's all about communication in the team. So I used to join voice chat a lot, and I got a lot of like nasty commentaries about being a girl, and if I made like suggestions for the draft or something, like people would say stuff like "shut up and make me a sandwich" or stuff like that. I mean, it was obviously trolling, but it was not a nice attitude. I'm not using voice chat right now, mostly because I have my own community that I play with, and my friends that I play with, and other Heroes of the Storm streamers and players that I've gotten to know over the years. So even though I know those, you still get to know new people in Heroes of the Storm that you play with sometimes. And I don't really think I've had any bad experiences afterwards. It was really nice.
I would say it probably depends, like from like a lady to a lady. I don't have too much like really like bad experiences. I mean, one of the things is like I play a lot with my viewers, right?
You're very
So
interactive.
yeah, so like I don't really get often like those situations when like some kind of random is like flaming me in voice, and especially since like we play in Europe, like in Storm, like who actually joins like voice? No one. Like maybe in NA it would be a different situation. Plus, like here, like I play with my viewers. Like if a viewer starts flaming me, like we try to first like like settle down. Like okay, like say, okay, like let's not do this. Let's not act like this. But usually like, just like calm down if something happens. Usually like my viewers don't really flame me. Usually.
I very, very rarely actually tell anyone I'm a girl. Also, I played a lot of WoW before, and first I was just raiding with a bunch of friends, so they knew I was a girl, and yeah, it was, of course, they're like mocking me and goofing around and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't take it seriously or anything. It's just, we're just a bunch of friends goofing around. So but then I started in a new guild, and I didn't want any one of them to know I was a girl, so I never said anything during the raids.
You didn't use voice?
No, I didn't. It was like after 3 months, I think, was the first time I used voice.
Was it a big surprise to everyone?
The guild leader knew I was a girl, at least, but not the other ones. So some of the other, because there was a bunch of girls also, so they started like texting me and was like, "Oh, you're a girl. That's fun.
Come join our clan."
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. Kind of girls stick together kind of ideology.
Yeah.
I think in general, like I started off when I played video games was to play FPS, and the scene in FPS is a bit more younger, let's put it that way, than in MOBA. So I feel like in general, there's, always the generic, "Oh, you're a girl, you're not very good at this." But I think even in HOTS, there's like this general misconception, or I guess kind of a stereotype that, it's always just, ranged damage dealers and healers, and you're just boosted, and this kind of stuff happens a lot, and you get these comments, but in the end, you're just like, you know what, it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a girl or anything, so you just kind of shake it off and be like, you know what, we're better.
I don't think I have that much experience as a woman in video gaming, because I've only been out as a trans woman for half a year now, since last summer, and I honestly didn't know that I am a woman before then myself, so I only realized then and basically immediately outed myself. And before then I had like the other hand experience. Sometimes I tried just from some sort of a gut feeling to present more androgynous or not make my gender immediately obvious, having neutral names and neutral profile pictures, like in Counter-Strike mostly. In that game, you have in-game voice chat, and as soon as I started talking, it was always assumed I was a man. And yeah, I remember one match I remember vividly where I didn't speak, and I had like a cute little Madagascar penguin as a as a profile picture and stuff. And I wasn't doing bad I wasn't doing good for the first half of the match. Like the first 15 rounds, I was at 114 or something. And they started dumping on me because they naturally assumed I was a girl for some reason. And I didn't start until the end of the match. I didn't start to talk until the end of the match. And even though my stats got better and we won the match, I remember that, they immediately connected what they thought was my gender and what they thought was my bad performance relating to that gender. So that was not nice.
That just because you had a bad performance this one time, that you must be a woman. And it was...
Yeah, and they hadn't heard my voice. They saw the cute profile picture that wasn't like something cool and manly and edgy. And yeah, that's probably the three things they added up in their heads and came to that result. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience outside of Heroes of the Storm as far as other lady gamers, but I have to tell you, every time I meet another lady gamer, I'm very excited. I do have another fellow lady on my NGS team, Miss So-and-so. She's amazing, and she's doing this also, the Athena Championship with me here, so we're both excited about that. But it's always this question, oh, there's a girl in the team when they hear me on voice. I'm like, excuse me? A girl? I'm 40 years old. I'm a woman. Thank you very much. And I've even been accused of faking a female accent. Yeah, a voice. I guess not accent, but a female voice. I'm like, really? Okay, you can believe whatever you want, dude.
I feel like overall the situation for women in video games is getting better, but stereotypes like, oh, you're a girl, you have to play support, or because I'm a main support in Heroes of the Storm, and I'm used to getting the classical, like typical, oh, you're a woman, that's so it's obvious that you play support, and it gets heavy on women's shoulders in my opinion, but I feel like it's getting better. Kind of. It's just it's a weird situation because video games don't care about gender. Anyone can play them, and that's great. So I'm not a big fan of the stereotypes, but I feel like people are just trying to be more considerate these days a little bit. Not everywhere, but I haven't come across a lot of people that were like super mean and very stereotypical.
When I'm gaming, it's positive. You have to take what people are bringing to the game with, a grain of salt. They're going to come in with their own attitude, their own agenda, and if you're not on an actual team with people, your communication is already broken. So you just have to go in with a good attitude, do your best, and hope that they want to play as well.
Now, I've mainly played in the Heroeslands community, and in that community, I feel like it's very positive experience to be a woman. I don't feel like that's really made any difference. Like, I don't feel like there's discrimination there. That's very limited, at least. I don't feel like people really has treated me worse for being a girl. Of course, that happens sometimes, but then it's usually you'll see it in Storm League or something like that. I think in most communities I've been in, it hasn't really been a problem. It's mainly those like random people you meet.
I'd like to ask, because it is around Heroes of the Storm, what is your favorite character in Heroes of the Storm?
I don't really main a role. I kind of bounce around all over the place. My most played hero is Sylvanas, though.
I have to lean into the meme and say it is Lily. 100% it is Lily.
The panda.
My absolute favorite character, and she's not even playable, but I am absolutely obsessed with Mira Han. I don't know, ever since she showed up in StarCraft 2, if you don't know, she's an announcer.
Okay.
So she actually is in the game. She exists. I just love her accent, and I love her entire personality is go out, smash things if you need to, get what you want, which is very much the offlaner mentality as well.
Brightwing is my absolute favorite hero or healer to play, but Li Ming is probably my main. She's my highest. I just got her level 100 like last week. That's my highest played hero.
I main Orphea. I like her a lot.
My main role is Bruiser and healer, and I love Sonya very, very much.
Yeah, I think my favorite hero is ETC.
But still, like for example, like I had like a pretty long tank phase. This is like my most played hero is Johanna, and when I saw like Blizzard like releasing like Johanna as a figurine, I was like, I'm getting this. Like this like I'm a level 110 Johanna. Like I need this.
Oh, that's bigger than my Johanna level. Wow.
My favorite heroes is Storm. I don't know, Aaron. What's my favorite? Logical decision.
Alether. Nice.
Yep. I'm so good. I got this for my birthday from the person who introduced me in HOTS.
Well, I guess my main would be Rhaegar.
Rhaegar. Ooh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. I'd like to buy.
Deckard, Kane for sure.
You're a Deckard
I don't
Kane
know
main?
what it is. Yes, sort of. I flex mostly. Oh, sorry, that's my kid in the background. Her name is actually Athena, which is why I was super excited to see the Athena Championship. Yeah.
It's a sign.
But if I had to choose like an all-time main, I guess Fala.
I main Murky because that's optimism that I have. I have optimism and the ability to annoy.
My favorite hero is Tyrande.
I main usually Mal for Anduin.
To be fair, right now I'm OTPing Kira a lot. I really like her. I think she has a lot of CC and a lot of mobility and a really lot of damage, and she wins pretty much a lot of the solo lanes as well.
Chromie, definitely.
Not Li Ming? I remember
No.
you, Li Ming.
Yeah, but Chromie is my bae.
Oreo! Woo!
Oreo.
Yeah, oh my god, I love her so much. Like, she's the love of my life.
At the moment, my go-to characters are Tyrande and Brightwing, like this one.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so cool.
Ming, and the second one would be Anna.
Diva.
Diva.
Then there's Irel. I also like. I like the ones that can be offensive and defensive as well.
My final question for this interview might give you some time to think about this is if you were to choose a character from Heroes of the Storm that best represents you as a person or someone you look up to with their ideologies and character, who would it be?
Oh my god. You have not warned me about this question.
That's big questions. I never asked that to myself.
Oh, hands down, Johanna.
I'd go for Johanna.
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 Yeah, it might be Johanna, just baby.
Johanna or Anduin, one of those two.
Oh, Orphea, because she's like a teenager too.
I think it's really Sonya. Probably Li Ming, if I could, idolize anyone or want to be like her. She's, badass. She's, she's a wizard, and she doesn't take crap from anyone.
Who would it be?
Sylvanas.
Oh, you scary lady.
It's actually Brightwing.
Fala.
White Mane.
White
I don't
Mane.
play her at all. But I love her laugh, and I just love her vibe. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. You look up to that.
Yeah. I like Oriole too, like Archangel of Hope and everything. It feels like it gives me hope, like for real. Sometimes I just think about her and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like Oriole. I'm gonna give hope to people and to myself and everything.
Yeah, I think Chromie is still because she also makes mistakes and she's still cool even though she isn't perfect because she goes, oops, did I do that? And like
I would say the two that jump to mind. I'm having a hard time picking between them, but Kerrigan as well. You can't tell I'm a big StarCraft person, so. But Kerrigan basically was just the character is surmised in being in a tough situation and doing whatever you had to in order to make it work for you and your people, if you want to count the Zerg as people.
Mm.
And then I also have my very first main and my first love was Vala. Just because she has a very, very no-nonsense attitude. You might notice I kind of gravitate towards the characters that aren't necessarily the most approachable and nice, which is odd because I'm actually super nice, but I don't need to be.
Now there's a JoJo in me, like a Johanna, that is being protective and that is being very stern and that's being like straightforward. I know there's also a cocky Li Ming in me that is like, I'm so good I astound myself, you know?
Maybe Tracer.
Tracer?
Because because she's so always positive to everything that she does and she's motivated. In our lore too, she was like the new incoming, well, the new character in the Overwatch, and she built like a family around that. And I don't know, she just feel right for me.
I feel like sometimes it would be Brightwing, just because I feel like I'm a healer main in real life, which is what she is. And then when I play the video game, it's just like, dead.
I feel like it's Cassia. I don't know. Cassia, yeah, because she's a strong, independent woman.
The character that would most represent me would be Brightwing. So I'm always ready to face danger.